Okay, perfect. Now that we've fixed the previous bugs, let's see how we can make more levels. All right, so let's open the crowd runner folder, and under the levels folder, let's duplicate our level 00, and it's going to be level 01 by default. Okay, so we can say that this level will have maybe instead of adding the enemies 20, we can create a new chunk. So Control D on this one. And let's rename it medium chunk enemies, maybe 10. All right. So let's go back to our level. So level 1. Select the enemies 10 right here. Maybe we can add another 10 enemies. And finally, we can add the finish chunk. Okay, cool. We can create another level now. So let's select this guy. So let's go back to the levels folder. You can lock the project window by clicking the lock right here. It will allow you to see the levels constantly. And you can also create a new tab, so a new window. It can be a project one. You can drag it and drop it right here. And in this one, you can select your prefabs and the chunks and also lock it. So this way you can have your levels and your chunks at the same time. So let's select level 1 and duplicate it to create level 2. Okay, so now I want to make a long chunk. So I'm gonna duplicate this guy. Okay, I'm gonna open it and add an enemy group. Okay, cool. Let's reset the Z value of its position. Cool, and it's gonna have maybe 15 enemies. All right, then I can select the level 02, go back to our chunks folder, and this is this one. So I said 15 enemies. All right, level 2. Let's drag our long chunk and drop it right here, let's say. Cool, we now have 3 levels. Okay, let's try the loop with 3 levels. I think it's enough, actually. So we are going to select the chunk manager right here, drag the level 01 and the level 02. Okay, we now have 3 levels. Let's hit play. Okay, so now we have 5 enemies. I guess it's the level 1. So let's check this out. This one has 5 enemies indeed. So yeah, we are playing level 1. So let's complete it and see. Okay, so add 20 maybe, divide by 3. All right. It's going great right now. Cool. Now hit next. And we've got a different level right here. You can select the chunk manager right here and develop it. Then you can select any of your levels and compare. So now it seems like we are playing level 01 because we have a medium chunk with 10 enemies like here, and in another one with 10 enemies like here. Although we have 5 actually, but because we haven't changed the amount of enemies in the group, but that's okay. So let's hit play and see if we can play level 3 after this one. Okay, -3. And here we go. Okay, next. So now we have 15 and 5. So it's exactly the level 3, 15 and 5, even though it's written 10 here, because yeah, we haven't changed the enemies. So now we lost because we don't have enough runners. So we can change that, or maybe add a door just before the enemy group. Let's do this. It's going to be something you will have to do actually, because when making the levels, you have to test them and see if the level is playable. You can actually complete it, finish it or not. So yeah, playtesting is a huge part of game development actually. Okay, so let's select this one, and we are going to add another chunk. Yep, and it should have doors. So let's add another short chunk. Okay, let's call it short chunk 01. And the doors will have 2 bonuses. One with a product. of 2. So if we start with 12 runners, we should have 24 runners after these doors. And the other one will be maybe a division by 2. All right, cool. So now we can select our level 02, drag our short chunk 01 onto this list right here. But instead of putting it at the end of the list, we are going to drag it and drop it just after the start chunk. Okay, let's hit play. Perfect. Now we have our 2 doors before the 15 enemies. So we can hit play. Now that we have 24 enemies, we are going to win. Okay, perfect. So we can add 20, -3, and perfect. But after this level, the game should loop and we should be able to play level 1 again. Let's see if that works. So maybe next. Perfect. Here we go. So even though the level index here is 4 and we only have 3 levels, we are able to make or create an endless loop. Got it? And that's basically what most hyper-casual games do. So yeah, perfect. In the next lesson, we are going to see how we can add sounds to our game. So yeah, let's do that.